Welcome to Life in Real Time with Lucia, the podcast where we capture the essence of raw, unfiltered conversations and where we will dive deep into the journey of life. No topic is off limits here, and things can get real, really real. This is your space for open, honest, and sometimes messy discussions about everything that life throws our way. The good, the bad, and the downright chaotic. Some episodes will be unscripted, where anything can happen, and others will be carefully crafted to explore thought-provoking themes. A fair warning, though, that this is rated adult, and yes, that means that the language might get a little colorful at times, but hey, that's life in real time, right? So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and join me on this unpredictable adventure through life's ups and downs, and everything in between. Let's keep it raw, keep it real, and above all, let's keep it honest. I'm Lucia, and this is Life in Real Time. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me again today in Life in Real Time with Lucia. Before we begin, I want to remind you that this episode is for reflection and personal growth. It's not a replacement for professional advice. If you're struggling with your mental health or feeling overwhelmed, please reach out to someone you trust or a licensed professional. Today, I want to talk about something that I think a lot of us are feeling, but maybe not fully putting it into words. We are more connected than ever. We can reach anyone at any time. We can see into each other's lives. We can share, we can comment, we can react. But at the same time, we are more disconnected than ever. And I'm not just talking about physically. I'm talking about emotionally, mentally, and even within ourselves. We've gotten so used to quick interactions, surface level conversations, scrolling instead of actually connecting. And over time, something important starts to get lost. The real connection, the understanding, the presence. And when that's missing, it affects us more than we realize. We start to feel alone, even when we're not. We feel misunderstood, even when we're surrounded by people. We feel like no one really sees us or hears us. And at the same time, we may not be truly seeing or hearing others either. Because we are all carrying something. Different experiences, different beliefs, different struggles. And instead of trying to understand each other, what do we do sometimes? We're so quick to judge, aren't we? We look at someone, and within seconds, we've already made up our mind about who they are, based on how they look, what they say, or how they live their life. And most of the time, we don't even realize we're doing it. But quick judgment usually comes from a disconnection within ourselves. When we're not fully connected to ourselves, when we're not grounded, when we're not present, we react faster, we assume more, we take things at surface level, instead of taking a moment to understand. And the truth is, we're not seeing the full picture of anyone. We're just seeing a moment, a little piece, or a small part of a much bigger story. And when we judge someone based on that, we miss on something really important. We're missing out on the chance to actually connect with that person. Seeing life from their own perspective. And just because someone sees things differently It doesn't mean that they're wrong. It just means that they've lived something different. And when we forget that, we create more distance between each other. And that distance will show up in our everyday life, in conversations that don't go deep, in relationships that feel disconnected, in moments where we feel alone, even when we're not. And over time, that disconnection can start to affect how we feel about ourselves and the world around us. We become more guarded, less open, and less willing to trust. And that's where the real cost comes in. Because we're not meant to do life this way. We're not meant to feel completely alone in our experiences. We're not meant to hide who we are or feel like we have to fit into one way of thinking. We're meant to connect. We're meant to share, to learn from each other. And that doesn't mean we all have to agree. And it doesn't mean that we all have to think the same way. It just means that we can allow space for each other and allow space for people to be different, because we are all different. We need to listen without needing to fix. We need to hear without needing to judge. We need to be present without needing to control. And that's where something starts to shift within us. Because when people feel seen, when they feel heard, when they feel accepted, something softens. We don't need to change the whole world overnight, but we can start with how we see each other. Instead of judging quickly, pause for a moment. Instead of assuming, be curious. Because every person you meet has a story that you don't see. And when we slow down enough to look beyond the surface, that is where real connection begins. Now, hear me out. You don't have to agree with everyone. I'm not saying that. But you can choose to understand more and judge less. I want to thank you for being here with me on Life in Real Time with Lucia. Folks, connection matters. Understanding matters. And the way you choose to see others matters more than you think. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you.